Times have changed. The zombie apocalypse is here. Do we run? Do we hide? Or do we adapt and build? Do we survive? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to 7 Days to Die Alpha 20. We have our very first AFK base. And I say this loosely. This is actually the experimental before the experimental is released. So things could be changed. I kind of doubt their pathing right this second is going to change as far as these particular blocks are concerned, but there could be slight changes that happen. Either way, we will test it again as we open Labz, which will be as soon as the full version drops, which should be in 3-4-ish hours. Well, not the full version, the full experimental version for everybody. We've spent a lot of time during our stream coming up with a strategy for people. I don't know what you're doing, Thick, but get down, sir. Thank you. We came up with a strategy during the live stream to try and give people a chance to learn the new methods of the game. If you're not really sure what I'm talking about, if you weren't able to keep up with the streams that happened this weekend with the 200 creators, content creators that were working on this particular alpha, there are a lot of changes. Zombie feral sense has been added to the game, so should you decide to put that on there, the zombies are going to be exceedingly difficult to sneak around. There's also a lot of food changes that you need to be aware of. The cans are now very hard to find. There's not as many working vending machines in the world, and those don't have as much food in them. And the farming has gotten a whole lot more difficult because at any level you can now lose your seeds. Whenever you first start your garden, and before you put any points into the gardening thing, whenever you use a farm plot, you plant your seed, it grows, you punch it, you get 2 plants and a 50% chance to get your seed. And at no time does your percentage chance of getting your seed back go up. There is a chance of getting more plants out of it, so it'll be easier to manufacture a seed later after several points have gone into the perk, but whenever you first start out, food is going to be rather scarce, it's going to be important to go hunting, things like that. So I was wondering exactly what we could do to make the early game easier for people who are just starting on Alpha 20, or people who prefer a relaxed start to their game while they're exploring things, because there's like 155 brand new POIs to explore and a whole city worth of stuff to look at, that some people may not want to have to deal with the lower level hordes or the nighttime horde or whatever else that might come in. So, this is what we came up with during the stream. We've been slowly working on it. I'll show a couple of clips of us going through the thought process on how we were going to work on it. Let's take that out. Like that. And I also want to know if this changes anything. Hang on. That. Haven't actually looked at your face either. That is gruesome. But there's got to be, hold on, full block here, and I transition to a full block, which would be this one. And they get stuck. Okay, so the smooth transition doesn't change anything. It makes it look better, but it doesn't change anything. They get stuck there for a minute. But they eventually figure it out. Alright, so that'd be the perfect way of taking him through a trap and making absolutely sure that you are not going to hit his button. You can put dart traps all along there and not have to worry about it. He eventually did the I'm drunk thing, which most of them do. Lydia, please get the hell up out the way! Or go around. Okay. What if we were to say... Patch... Right there. Maybe. Technically, you could put a hatch back to back with it, like these. Okay, I got some people in the way. I don't know, that kind of looked like he was asking for it. I'm just saying. I don't know. This could be usable for our first horde. I actually used it for my first horde. I wonder if you were to get more than one turret. Of course, I didn't have a turret to knock anybody off. Which one is it that's not pathable? Or it wasn't in the last alpha? One of these was not pathable. I don't remember which. This is pathable. At least I'm pretty sure it's pathable. Do like that. Okay, this is actually a path, I think. The zombies should path over it. But there's a chance that, you know, if they're clumsy or fall off or whatever, it'll, you know, slow them down at least a little bit. But that's what I mean, like, make a zombie... I don't know, obstacle course? You could even enhance your ability to use it by having to run the obstacle course yourself, like I did in my first playthrough last alpha, to make it to where the only way to get into your safe area of your base is to run the course yourself. And if you miss it and you drop back down with the zombies, well, you have to run the gauntlet again and hope you actually survive past all the zombies trying to kill you while you get back up into the safe spot in your base. So that's an idea for this alpha, maybe. And I'm pretty sure if you really wanted to do a cheese base, you could take this design. Heck, you don't even have to take this design. I'm pretty sure the Fun Pimps didn't fix all of the cheese, so I'm sure there's a block you could use to make the zombies just always fall. What if everything is pathable now? I don't think it is, because whenever we broke these blocks underneath this, the zombies did not path over this. I don't think that block right there is pathable. The one on top. Look at this, they are getting oh my gosh. Looks like Karen's in there eating thick booty.
Give me the centipede.
Okay. Over this platform? Hang on. Look at that. Alright, and then over to this platform. Alright, these are obviously pathable, and they just fell for that. What? They didn't even try to walk. They didn't try to jump at all. Are you kidding me? Did that just... Fun Pimps, what'd you do? What'd you do? They should know this. They should know this. They should not be falling every single time. Guys, I'm gonna need you to stop doing that over there and come over here and test this section of my base, please. That should not be working. One made it! One made it! Congratulations, sir! And another one made it. I think because those two were pushed from the back, they actually made the gap. And this is the end result after we all put our 2 cents in and worked it together. And I want to thank chat for helping me out with this because I came to the idea with the whole crawl mechanic. You can see that they have actually been hitting this every now and then. They'll stand up and get frustrated with it. But it doesn't take that much. They don't sit there and play on it. And the reason we did this is because it's actually sitting in a remnant. If you want to take a look at that, there's a lot of remnants all over the place. Living in the city is going to be tough, but it's absolutely gorgeous, and a lot of people are probably going to want to do that. So this is something you could probably put at the entrance of your base that you yourself would be able to climb through to get to your base without using the whole ladder situation. You would be able to put there to keep the zombies busy until you could deal with them. Say your storage box and bedroll are sitting over here. Perhaps you just need a chance to go through your inventory, make some storage, some extra storage, make some pocket mods, repair your stuff, make some pipe pistols. Some pipe weapons are actually pretty sweet. We played around with those this weekend. But you just need time to craft that stuff, to work on your gear, to scrap down things that need to be scrapped down. You don't want to be messed with the regular zombie horde that comes in at night. So this would give you a chance to filter the zombies, and they're not breaking anything, they're just making their rounds. Let's bring in a couple of ferals, because ferals do tend to move a little bit differently. Let's see, we have got bow here. So we need a couple of feral bows. I've been sitting here for a good long time. That's the first one to make it over here. I'm just wondering if the turret's going to do anything about it. I don't think so. Now, there is a couple of things I would say about this AFK base that you probably want to change. First off, I wouldn't put yourself inside a cage because there are a couple of zombies that can spit at you. I'm currently in the wasteland, so there are cops around, and they would definitely wreck things if they could see me. So I would put yourself inside a, I don't know, something to block their view so the cops won't spit. You shouldn't have to worry about it unless you're in a city. At least not for a while. Frank, stop doing that! They're gonna get more and more frustrated. Also, if you want to do an AFK base where they're not gonna break anything, maybe put some hay bales down there. Speaking of which, let me take a peek at that. Has hay bales changed at all? Greatly reduced fall damage. We're gonna have to see what the fall damage reduction is this time. They changed it from one before, and then they changed it to another. Now it doesn't work as well as it did before, but we'll just have to see. Okay, that's a whole group of them. Are any of you gonna make it? Now, we did have a set of bars that were sitting right here that probably could have stopped anybody from making it across in case they push each other. I'm gonna give it a little bit more time and just make sure that that's actually what I took a couple of things out because we had put things in that didn't actually need to be done, but we wanted to see whether or not it blocked path. Okay, so far. Okay, and I can actually think of a way of doing like a horde base that would take up the whole inside of this building, which would be good because it would keep zombies from like running up to the fight and spitting early. The cops would have less effect here. And if you did it to where the center area blocked where you were standing most of the time, you could keep it from ruining the inside of your base. But these remnants here do offer, particularly this one. This one, as soon as I saw it, it was like really, really cool. This one just gives me so many ideas for different ways that you could just have zombies going through hurdles. And if you wanted to make it to where the zombies definitely passed and you want it to be, I don't know, more immersive and difficult for you as well, actually make it to where you have to be able to path the entire thing as well. Yeah, you thought you were fixing to get across. Yeah, those bars were actually necessary. We had other bars here I deleted because we didn't need those, but I'm pretty sure we figured out we needed those. And you can even cookie cut this part to the next part. Now, a couple of things that you need to know that you probably won't be able to see is this is a block and a half. The zombies will go under a block and a half, not under 2 blocks. Like, they have to have a block and a half to pass through. A block and a half. And in order for them to fit comfortably underneath it, this little angle piece or an angle piece right beforehand helps them get into the crouched position. So, try to remember that. Here, let me color these like a different color so you can see that they are... There. See, that's a half a block. Whole block, half a block, and a corner piece. I have found that if you don't put the corner piece in there, they don't really want to climb underneath. No. Here. There you go. Okay. Now then, I'm gonna try and stand absolutely still. I think there's enough shadow to be able to see the difference, but each one of the blocks is like a slight— oh my gosh, that actually blends in with the wall. Hang on, that's not gonna be easy to see. Is that better? No, that's not noticeable. Hang on guys, I'm working on it. Maybe this one? Yeah. Like that. And then take this. Okay, does that make it easier to see? Okay, there we go. Alright, now I'm just gonna sit right here so you guys can actually study it. We've got the half block, the low ramp block on both sides to encourage the zombie to go underneath it. That makes it a block and a half from the ground. That's a block and then a half. So make sure it's that way, and make sure the block here and here are both angle bits. And then you have solid bits over the top of it, because if you don't block them off, they will actually stack on top of each other and jump over it. And you can build this outside of this POI. It just so happens we did it in here because it's the beginning part of the game, and building it inside this remnant made it a whole lot easier to not have to come up with more bits. I found all of the materials over there inside that building. Okay, let me... Actually, while these guys are still doing this, now that I have paused, sort of, for everybody to take a picture of it, if you wanted to take a picture of it, I'm gonna try and make it look cool for the thumbnail, whilst the zombies are still doing their thing. Okay, simple blocks, I like it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is what we've got for now. As soon as the experimental drops for everybody, I'll be spawning in a new map to start the Labz, and I hope you will join me as we go through the 1300, I think is the last count, and who knows, they might be adding more in, I have no idea. The 1300 new blocks, we need to find out whether or not there's pathing on them, because there's a couple we have already discovered while trying to build this, that the pathing is a little wonky. So we're gonna get into that in the Labz. I will see you... Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode. You have a wonderful day or wonderful night, and you stay sharp. Bye!